About the Case Verse. The Case Verse is your space to explore real-world business events, decode disruptions, and uncover timeless management insights. Our mission: build critical thinking, scenario analysis, strategic perspective, and sound decision-making, the foundations of leadership excellence. Each video presents a case from current business reality, distilled into clear narratives and linked to proven management frameworks. Whether you're a student, teacher, manager, entrepreneur, or thought leader, the Case Verse helps you analyze, reflect, and stay ahead with actionable insights. Here, business is not just studied, it's experienced, questioned, and reimagined. Join the Case Verse community, where every case holds a verse, and every verse shapes the future of business. Airtel Digital TV and Amazon Prime, redefining partnerships in India's digital entertainment and commerce. About the case. Course for discussion. The case is suitable for use in the subjects of marketing management, business strategy, strategic alliances. Target audience. The case has been designed for audience encompassing MBA students, management scholars, strategy enthusiasts, risk management enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, business leaders, strategic thinkers, teachers, and researchers in business management. Overview. Case domain. This case encompasses the domains of marketing and strategy. Theoretical lens framework applied. This case leverages Yoshino and Rangan's framework, strategic intent, structural design, strategic networks theory. The said frameworks can be used to analyze and interpret the scenario. Learning goals. By working through this case, participants will be able to understand strategic alliances as growth levers, identify why firms enter into partnerships, and what forms alliances may take. Analyze motives and outcomes of partnerships using Yoshino and Rangan's framework. Explore how resource complementarity, risk reduction, and market expansion guide alliance formation. Apply strategic networks theory. Examine how interfirm networks generate value, create synergies, and enhance competitiveness in digital ecosystems. Evaluate ecosystem-based strategies. Assess how alliances expand beyond dyadic partnerships to interconnected networks of content, commerce, and connectivity. Critically examine risks. Discuss challenges such as partner asymmetry, regulatory constraints, and customer perception in managing long-term alliances. For a free copy of teaching note for this case, mail at thecaseverse1@gmail.com. Airtel Digital TV and Amazon Prime, redefining partnerships in India's digital entertainment and commerce. Introduction. The Indian entertainment landscape has undergone a rapid transformation over the last decade, driven by the proliferation of smartphones, the entry of global streaming platforms, and the falling cost of internet connectivity. What began as a battle between direct-to-home, DTH, service providers to capture television households evolved into a complex competition involving telecom operators, over-the-top, OTT, platforms, e-commerce companies, and device manufacturers. In this dynamic environment, Airtel Digital TV, one of India's leading DTH players, sought to strengthen its relevance in an era when consumer attention was fragmenting across multiple digital platforms. The partnership with Amazon Prime Video and Amazon's broader digital ecosystem marked a turning point in how a traditional DTH provider could reposition itself for the digital-first future. The market context. The Indian television and digital entertainment market has been undergoing a rapid transformation over the last decade, driven by both technological change and shifting consumer preferences. India remains one of the largest television markets in the world, with over 180 million households connected to cable and DTH services. However, in parallel, the rise of affordable internet and the spread of smartphones has fueled the explosive growth of over-the-top streaming platforms. According to industry estimates, India's OTT market crossed $3 billion in 2023 and is projected to grow at a double-digit CAGR, fueled by both urban digital-first viewers and semi-urban customers looking for affordable entertainment options. Telecom operators have increasingly sought to expand beyond connectivity into digital services to retain and grow their subscriber base. Average revenue per user for DTH and telecom providers has faced downward pressure due to intense competition, aggressive pricing by new entrants, and shifting consumption from linear television to mobile-first digital platforms. The entry of Reliance Jio into the telecom and content distribution space disrupted traditional players, forcing incumbents like Airtel, Vodafone Idea, and Tata Play to reimagine their service offerings. Bundled content, integrated billing, and lifestyle-oriented services have emerged as a way to build customer loyalty and reduce churn in a highly competitive environment. Amazon Prime Video, launched in India in 2016, has steadily expanded its footprint by offering a mix of global originals, Bollywood blockbusters, and increasingly regional content across multiple languages. In addition to entertainment, Prime membership brings with it the benefits of Amazon's e-commerce ecosystem, including expedited delivery and exclusive shopping deals. With more than 20 million estimated Prime subscribers in India as of 2023, Amazon has positioned the service as a gateway to both content and commerce. For Amazon, distribution tie-ups with local players such as Airtel provide an opportunity to extend reach into households that are still strongly connected to traditional DTH and telecom bundles. Against this backdrop, the Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership reflects both an industry-wide shift toward convergence and a competitive necessity. For Airtel, integrating Prime into its DTH pack strengthens its customer value proposition at a time when pure-play DTH operators are struggling to retain relevance in the face of OTT disruption. For Amazon, it creates a channel to acquire new customers in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where the DTH connection remains central to the household entertainment experience. The collaboration thus sits at the intersection of India's evolving digital economy, where telecom, media, and commerce are increasingly intertwined. The partnership, the collaboration between Airtel Digital TV and Amazon Prime, was designed as a strategic response to the evolving dynamics of the Indian entertainment market. Airtel, already one of the largest DTH operators with a subscriber base of nearly 15 million households, faced the dual challenge of retaining customers in the face of intense competition and addressing the growing demand for digital-first content. By partnering with Amazon, Airtel sought to reposition its service as more than just a satellite TV connection, offering customers access to premium digital content and shopping benefits in a single bundled proposition. The partnership allowed Airtel to integrate Amazon Prime Video and Prime shopping benefits into its curated packs for DTH subscribers, thereby enhancing the perceived value of the offering. Customers were able to access a library of global originals, Indian films, and regional content directly alongside their existing television services, while also gaining access to Amazon's faster delivery options and exclusive shopping deals. This move was intended not only to increase stickiness, but also to drive higher average revenue per user, which had been under pressure across the DTH sector. For Amazon, the tie-up opened a new distribution channel that complemented its direct-to-consumer digital strategy. While Prime had already gained significant traction in India's metro and Tier 1 cities through mobile and broadband consumption, Airtel's large and geographically diverse DTH footprint offered an opportunity to reach households in smaller towns and semi-urban areas. These markets often maintained a strong reliance on traditional television but were increasingly curious about digital content, making the Airtel partnership a natural gateway for Amazon to accelerate subscriber acquisition. The collaboration was also notable for its co-branding and marketing push. Joint campaigns highlighted the combined entertainment and shopping value proposition, emphasizing convenience and affordability. Airtel leveraged its established customer relationship and billing infrastructure to simplify sign-ups, while Amazon benefited from immediate access to millions of potential Prime users without the need to independently navigate fragmented regional markets. This alignment of interests created a win-win scenario in which both players could reinforce their competitive positions while redefining the consumer experience. Strategic rationale. The rationale behind the Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership was rooted in the need for both companies to strengthen their market positioning at a time of accelerating disruption in the Indian entertainment and telecom sectors. For Airtel, the steady decline in linear television viewership and the rapid adoption of streaming posed a significant threat to its traditional DTH business model. The company's average revenue per user had remained under pressure due to competitive pricing, regulatory interventions on tariffs, and the rise of free and low-cost OTT platforms such as JioCinema and MX Player. Bundling Amazon Prime into its offerings provided Airtel with a way to reposition its DTH service as a hybrid gateway to both television and digital entertainment, thereby reducing churn and encouraging subscribers to perceive greater value in remaining within the Airtel ecosystem. From Amazon's perspective, the partnership provided an avenue to deepen penetration in one of its fastest-growing international markets. While India had become the second-largest subscriber base for Prime Video globally, the platform faced intense competition from entrenched rivals like Disney Plus Hotstar, which dominated live sports and regional content, and Netflix, which commanded premium urban audiences. Extending Prime benefits through Airtel's DTH network allowed Amazon to reach beyond metropolitan and broadband-centric households, tapping into semi-urban and rural consumers who continued to maintain DTH as their primary entertainment source. This strategy not only expanded Amazon's addressable market, but also created an opportunity to cross-sell its e-commerce and delivery benefits to an audience that might otherwise have been slower to adopt Prime independently. The tie-up also reflected a broader convergence trend within the Indian telecom and media landscape, with Reliance Jio aggressively bundling connectivity, content, and commerce through JioCinema and JioMart. Incumbents such as Airtel faced pressure to respond with equally compelling integrated propositions. By aligning with Amazon, Airtel positioned itself as a premium challenger capable of offering both global digital content and practical e-commerce advantages, thereby strengthening its competitive positioning against Tata Play, Sun Direct, and Jio's ecosystem. For Amazon, the move reinforced its long-term strategy of embedding Prime deeper into everyday consumer habits, ensuring that customers associated entertainment, shopping, and convenience with a single subscription. Ultimately, the partnership served as a strategic hedge for both players against market fragmentation and intensifying competition. Airtel gained a differentiator that extended the life cycle of its DTH business while advancing its digital transformation agenda, and Amazon secured a scalable route to customer acquisition in a price-sensitive and diverse market. In combining their respective strengths, the companies created a value proposition that neither could have achieved as effectively on their own. Value creation. The Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership created value by combining complementary strengths to deliver a more compelling proposition to consumers while advancing the strategic goals of both companies. For Airtel, the integration of Prime services into its DTH packs enabled the company to reframe its offering from being a conventional television service to a broader digital lifestyle product. This allowed Airtel to counteract slowing growth in the DTH sector, where subscriber additions had plateaued at around 70 million households industry-wide, and where average revenue per user had remained flat at roughly 150-160. By embedding Prime Video content and Prime shopping benefits into its subscription, Airtel could justify higher price tiers, reduce customer churn, and expand wallet share within existing households. For Amazon, the partnership translated into expanded reach and accelerated subscriber acquisition. Prime Video was already reporting strong traction in metro cities, with a growing base of over 20 million estimated Prime members in India, but penetration in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities remained a challenge. Airtel's distribution footprint, covering over 630 districts and 15 million DTH subscribers, provided Amazon with a ready-made pipeline into these markets. The bundled model lowered acquisition costs by riding on Airtel's existing billing and relationship infrastructure, reducing the friction of signing up consumers individually in a fragmented and price-sensitive landscape. Customers, too, benefited through consolidated access to a wide spectrum of services. They were able to access international originals, Bollywood blockbusters, and an expanding catalog of regional content from Amazon Prime Video, while continuing to rely on familiar television programming. At the same time, the inclusion of expedited delivery and exclusive e-commerce deals added an everyday practical benefit beyond entertainment. This dual advantage of leisure and utility enhanced perceived value, creating a stickier relationship with both brands. Beyond immediate revenue and subscriber gains, the partnership also generated intangible value in terms of positioning and brand association. Airtel strengthened its credentials as a forward-looking digital services company rather than a legacy DTH provider, which was critical in competing with Jio's bundled ecosystem and Tata Play's OTT integrations. Amazon, by embedding itself in Airtel's customer base, reinforced its long-term ambition to make Prime the default gateway to both digital content and e-commerce in India. Together, the companies created a model of convergence that exemplified how telecom, media, and commerce could intersect to deliver layered value across multiple touchpoints in the consumer journey. Challenges and risks. Despite the promise of value creation, the Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership faced several structural and operational challenges that underscored the fragility of bundled strategies in a competitive and price-sensitive market. One of the most pressing issues was India's pronounced consumer sensitivity to pricing. With average household spending on entertainment still relatively low, and free or ad-supported platforms such as YouTube, Jio Cinema, and MX Player offering wide-ranging content at no cost, the willingness of customers to pay for premium bundled services remained uncertain. Airtel's ability to convert the partnership into higher average revenue per user was thus limited by the risk of price pushback from subscribers accustomed to budget entertainment. Regulatory dynamics also introduced uncertainty. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, has historically intervened in pricing and bundling practices, mandating transparency in tariffs and discouraging operators from forcing customers into predefined packs. Any changes in the regulatory stance on DTH and OTT integrations could restrict Airtel's flexibility in structuring or marketing such partnerships. Additionally, the ongoing convergence of telecom and media drew increased scrutiny from competition authorities, who remained watchful of potential anti-competitive practices in content distribution. From Amazon's perspective, there was the risk of over-dependence on third-party distribution channels. While Airtel offered a large customer base, it also meant that Amazon ceded part of the consumer relationship to the DTH operator, potentially diluting its direct engagement with end users. If customers primarily associated the service with Airtel rather than Amazon, it could weaken Amazon's ability to build independent brand loyalty. At the same time, this model raised questions about long-term sustainability, since Airtel could theoretically renegotiate terms or align with other partners in a highly dynamic industry. Competition posed another layer of risk. Disney Plus Hotstar's dominance in sports streaming, Netflix's focus on premium urban audiences, and Reliance Jio's strategy of bundling telecom, content, and commerce into a single ecosystem created an environment where differentiation was increasingly difficult to sustain. Jio in particular represented a formidable threat, leveraging its financial muscle and cross-subsidy model to offer content at little or no cost to subscribers, thereby resetting consumer expectations around pricing and value. Airtel and Amazon had to continuously invest in content, marketing, and user experience to avoid being overshadowed in this fast-moving race. Finally, technological and behavioral uncertainties added further complexity. The rapid adoption of affordable smart TVs and streaming devices was steadily eroding the relevance of traditional DTH connections, particularly in urban markets. While the partnership helped Airtel defend its base, it did not fully resolve the long-term risk of cord-cutting, as younger consumers gravitated toward mobile-first viewing and personalized on-demand content. Sustaining the relevance of a bundled DTH OTT proposition required constant innovation, content localization, and adaptability. Evolution and expansion. The Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership did not remain static, but evolved in response to shifts in consumer behavior and the competitive environment. Initially framed as a value-added proposition for DTH subscribers, the partnership gradually expanded to integrate with Airtel's broader digital ecosystem, including its broadband and mobile services. This allowed Airtel to present Prime not just as a television add-on, but as part of a converged lifestyle package spanning entertainment, connectivity, and shopping. For example, Airtel began to include Amazon Prime benefits within its higher-tier mobile postpaid and broadband plans, creating consistency across its service portfolio and reinforcing the appeal of bundling for multi-service households. The scope of content and service integration also expanded over time. Amazon continued to invest heavily in India-focused programming, commissioning original shows in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam, while securing digital rights to popular films shortly after theatrical release. This strengthened the attractiveness of Prime Video within the Airtel bundle, as customers increasingly sought regional content that resonated with local tastes. At the same time, Amazon's e-commerce arm extended its logistics network into semi-urban and rural areas, making Prime's expedited delivery benefits more relevant to Airtel subscribers outside metropolitan hubs. The combination of localized content and expanding delivery coverage deepened the everyday relevance of the partnership for diverse customer segments. On Airtel's side, the company leveraged the partnership to sharpen its positioning against competitors. By the mid-2020s, Tata Play had launched its own binge service combining multiple OTT platforms, while Jio aggressively promoted Jio Cinema with free access to sports and films bundled with its telecom services. Airtel's alignment with Amazon allowed it to differentiate through a global brand association and the unique integration of shopping alongside streaming, features that rivals could not easily replicate. The partnership thus became part of Airtel's broader digital strategy, which also included investments in Airtel Xstream, its proprietary OTT aggregator. Rather than competing directly with Amazon, Airtel positioned itself as a curator of multiple premium digital experiences, with Prime as the flagship partner. Internationally, the expansion of Prime Video into more than 240 countries and territories reinforced Amazon's global scale, and its India strategy became a template for how telecom partnerships could accelerate growth in emerging markets. Airtel, too, drew on this experience to explore similar cross-industry collaborations both within India and in African markets where it has a significant telecom presence. The Airtel-Amazon model thus evolved from a tactical bundling exercise into a strategic framework that demonstrated how telecom operators and global digital platforms could jointly create value, defend market share, and adapt to the convergence of connectivity, content, and commerce. Strategic network effects. The Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership created the potential for reinforcing network effects that extended beyond the immediate customer base of either company. As more Airtel subscribers enrolled in the bundled pack, the perceived value of being within the Airtel ecosystem increased, making it more attractive for other households to join and less likely for existing customers to switch to competitors. This cumulative dynamic helped Airtel improve retention in a market where annual churn rates for DTH operators often exceeded 10%. The integration of Prime benefits also encouraged subscribers to move to higher value packs, further strengthening Airtel's ability to grow average revenue per user through scale. For Amazon, the network effect emerged through the dual nature of Prime as both a content platform and an e-commerce enabler. Each additional Prime member within the Airtel base did not only expand Amazon's video viewership, but also increased transaction volumes on its marketplace, reinforcing seller participation and broadening product variety. As India's e-commerce market crossed $60 billion in 2023 and continued to grow at more than 20% annually, the expansion of Prime membership through Airtel directly contributed to the flywheel of customers, sellers, and logistic scale that underpinned Amazon's long-term competitive advantage. The network effects also had a signaling dimension in terms of competitive positioning. Rivals like Tata Play and Reliance Jio were compelled to accelerate their own bundling strategies, incorporating multiple OTT partnerships or offering subsidized streaming to maintain parity. This in turn drew more investment into the digital content space, creating a cycle where the ecosystem as a whole grew more dynamic and attractive to consumers. Airtel's early alignment with Amazon gave it a first-mover advantage in associating its brand with global content and shopping benefits, a perception that compounded with each additional subscriber who experienced the combined service. At a broader industry level, the partnership demonstrated how cross-industry network effects could emerge when telecom infrastructure, digital content, and e-commerce platforms intersected. Each additional Airtel subscriber brought incremental value not just to Airtel but to Amazon's retail and streaming ecosystems, while Amazon's growing content library made the Airtel bundle progressively more appealing. The self-reinforcing cycle of adoption and engagement illustrated the power of network effects in shaping competitive advantage in India's rapidly converging digital economy. Lessons for the future. The Airtel Digital TV Amazon Prime partnership offered important lessons for the future of cross-industry collaboration in India's evolving digital landscape. One of the clearest insights is that bundling strategies are most effective when they deliver value across multiple dimensions of consumer life. The combination of entertainment and e-commerce proved compelling not simply because of content availability, but because it aligned with how households increasingly blend leisure and utility in their spending habits. This suggests that future partnerships will need to think beyond single-category synergies and instead explore more holistic ecosystems that integrate entertainment, communication, shopping, and financial services into seamless consumer journeys. Another lesson lies in the importance of localization and adaptability. Amazon's commitment to commissioning regional language originals and Airtel's deep penetration in non-metro markets demonstrated how global and local strengths can be combined to reach India's highly diverse audience. As digital adoption accelerates, the ability to tailor content, pricing, and delivery models to regional contexts will remain a decisive factor in determining the success of similar collaborations. The partnership also highlights the sustainability challenge of bundled value propositions. While initial adoption may be strong, maintaining relevance requires continuous innovation and investment. With Jio Cinema offering blockbuster content for free and Disney plus Hotstar maintaining dominance in live sports, Airtel and Amazon will need to continually enhance their joint value proposition to ensure customers perceive differentiated benefits. This underscores a broader lesson for the industry. Convergence is not a one-time exercise, but a dynamic process that requires partners to evolve in sync with market expectations. Finally, the case illustrates that partnerships between telecom operators and global digital platforms are not merely tactical responses to competitive pressures, but can serve as long-term strategic frameworks. By leveraging each other's infrastructure, reach, and brand equity, companies can build self-reinforcing ecosystems that are difficult for rivals to dislodge. For Airtel and Amazon, the lesson is that the true value of collaboration lies not only in immediate subscriber gains, but in shaping consumer behavior and market structures for the future. As India moves toward 5G adoption and greater digital convergence, the ability to craft alliances that extend across entertainment, commerce, and everyday services will likely determine which players emerge as dominant forces in the next phase of the digital economy. Airtel Digital TV's partnership with Amazon Prime was more than a business arrangement. It was a strategic response to the shifting fault lines of the entertainment and commerce industries in India. By integrating premium content with shopping and lifestyle benefits, Airtel repositioned itself as more than a DTH provider, while Amazon accelerated its ambition to become the preferred digital lifestyle partner for Indian households. As digital ecosystems continue to evolve, such alliances will become increasingly common. The Airtel-Amazon partnership stands out as an early and successful example of how traditional players can reinvent themselves by plugging into broader networks of value creation. Its success underscores the reality that in the digital age, survival and growth depend not just on competition, but on the ability to collaborate and co-create in ever-expanding strategic networks. About the case author. Dr. KBS Kumar is an award-winning management author and educator with over 100 published case studies across business domains and more than 20 international accolades in case writing. A seasoned trainer and mentor, he has guided corporate leaders, academics, and students in mastering case writing and case-based learning, blending academic rigor with practical insights. Through the case verse, Dr. Kumar transforms real-world business events into engaging case studies, powerful resources for classrooms, corporate training, managerial development, and strategic thinking. Passionate about nurturing critical and analytical skills, his work bridges theory and practice, offering timeless lessons for navigating today's complex business world.